Greetings, Ikale, good evening, good night. This is the ELO show Ola Omi, Akala Tunde. I'm coming to you with the first video for my Beltain fast. I missed my fasting for the spring equinox because my grandson was born on that day. And so I didn't get to do my 10-day fast that I generally do for the spring equinox, but there are 3 spring ritual days that Mother Earth goes through as she moves through her solar cycle each year. The first one is Imbolc, which is March 1st in June. The second one is the spring equinox, or Ostara, and that is the 20th or the 21st of March. And then the third one is Beltain, which is the 1st of May, which is signaling the beginning of summer and kind of that spring has come to an end. And so what I'm doing instead of the spring equinox, which I missed, is catching up for my fasting, moving into Beltain. So I'm doing what I have deemed the CocoCure Spring Cleanse for 2012. And for this particular cleanse, I'm going to be doing, no, lay down. Okay, haven't made out this. I'm going to be doing just coconut water, and this is my first time doing a fast on just coconut water. However, I find that when I drink coconut water just throughout, my regular eating, that is very good for elimination. It's very good for energy, and I found it to be a powerful cleanser while I'm eating solid foods. So after thinking on that and meditating and praying on that, and then doing a little bit of internet research on coconut water and what it does for you, then I decided that for my Beltain fast, I would do just coconut water. And I am sure that it's going to be a very powerful fast, and it's going to cleanse me and put my body where I want it to be, and also my mind and my spirit, my higher self. So to that end, and I'm beginning on Friday, April 20th, fasting all the way until April 30th, so that I'll be fasting until Beltane, and Beltane will be the time when I'll be breaking my fast in celebration with Earth Mother Onila and everything that is going on with her. So to that end, I decided to make this video this evening to assist those who are doing this cleanse with me. And one of the things that I found that is very important, just in life in general, but definitely helps to keep you on track when you're not eating solid foods, is to make sure that you're being very conscious and aware of everything that you're consuming. So remember that you consume not only through your mouth, but through your eyes, through your ears, through your skin, and through the vibrations that exist around you at any given time. So when I am fasting, and in general throughout my life, I'm very conscious about this, mostly because I'm an unschooling mother. And in order for your children to be able to learn, in order for your children to be able to maintain their creativity and proper brain activity, then you have to be very conscious and aware of what you're allowing to influence them. And as adults, we should be just as conscious and aware about what we're allowing to influence ourselves. So be aware that you are consuming everything that's in your space. So during a time of fasting, a time of detoxing, but throughout your life, understand that you consume what you view, you consume what you listen to, you're consuming the conversations that you have, you're consuming the company that you keep. So if you are listening to music that is not uplifting, if you are having conversations that are negative, if you are viewing lots of things that are negative or that are just fallacies in general. And what I mean by that is a lot of people view things that are not negative, but the things that they're viewing are not coming from a realistic perspective. So if we think about Walt Disney movies, for example, First of all, I see them as negative because in general they're very racist and sexist. But if you don't see them as negative, then why would you sit up and always have to view something that has to do with a woman being rescued by some prince? As a woman, why would you view that? Then that once you're continuously putting that into your brain, then you are going to be less motivated to move forward and do things for yourself and more motivated to just sit there and wait for some prince to arrive. Or what we do in general is any random stray man that happens to come by, we go ahead and put that prince fantasy on him. And so we hang on to him as though he's the best thing that's ever happened to us because we are consuming this prince stop this prince fallacy day after day by watching these movies. And so this is what we are becoming. You are what you consume. So if you want to be someone who is living in those higher heights, if you want your life to be about a higher level of being, then you have to listen to music that pushes you higher. You have to view things that push you higher. You have to have a circle of friends that push you higher. You have to, everything that you consume has to be about moving to those higher heights. So this, like I said, I think that life should be like this. And definitely when you are fasting or when you are detoxing, this is one of the principles of the art of fasting, as I heard a brother call it the other day. And I did post his video on my Facebook page. But if you're interested in seeing some more videos by him, he has several here on YouTube, and his name is Kepra Anu, Khepraanu. But he called it the art of fasting. And I would say one of the principles of the art of fasting is making sure that everything that you're consuming is on a high vibration. This assists you in staying on the path, and not straying away from it. If you're consuming low vibration things, then it lowers your own vibration. And before you know it, you're feeling hungry, you want to eat, you don't think that you can fight the urge to eat. All of these things start happening. But if everything that you're consuming, if what you're listening to, if what you're viewing, the conversations that you're having, the company that you're keeping is on a high vibration, you find that you won't have those problems to that degree. I was watching some other material about fasting and the mindset you have when you're approaching liquid fasting. And I heard several times the physical body referred to as a beast, the physical body referred to as an animal and something that had to be tamed by the emotional, mental, or spiritual body. First of all, I take issue with that, first of all, because it puts negativity. Put your hands down and stop. It puts negativity on our animal brethren and sistren. We're all travelers here on earth, Mother. Together, we're all part of one earthly family. So we, as human beings, are not higher than the other animals that are walking the earth. We're just all one part of one earthly family. And as a matter of fact, if we were to view it from a realistic perspective, we are obviously lower than them because we're the only ones that are killing ourselves off by not eating properly, not acting properly. We're the only ones that are killing Earth Mother Onile, which is where we live. So if we were going to qualify it that way, we would definitely be inferior. So that's the first issue that I take with that, is saying that, your physical body is a beast or your physical body is an animal, because those terms are supposed to connotate something lower than humanness. So I take issue with that. Second of all, I take issue with it because your physical body is the growth of your spiritual body. The seed of this body is spiritual. So what grew this body was your spirit. So there is no harsh line of demarcation. Stop. Stop. Right now. There is no harsh line of demarcation between the physical and the spiritual. These are the same things. These are part and parcel of the same whole being. Can you look at me, anywhere in me, or if you were to cut me open and show me where my spiritual self begins and where my physical self ends? You can't, because there is no such place. These two are part and parcel of the same thing. So fasting for me is not a process of taming the beast of my physical body. That's not what I'm doing. Fasting is a process of completely and totally surrendering in love to this physical temple that my spirit has created. I'm surrendering to it in love because I want to give it the very best, because I want to do the very best for it, because it is constantly, ceaselessly working for me. That's what fasting is. Fasting is a labor of love. It's something that you do because you love yourself so deeply. It is one of the highest acts of self-love. There is nothing, according to my ancestors and my spiritual tradition, which is the Onago tradition, the people now call the Yoruba people, there is nothing more important to me in my life than the fulfillment of my destiny. That's what I have to be focused on. There is no money that is more important than that. There is no external relationship outside of my relationship with myself that is more important than that. There is no achievement. There is no goal. There is no degree. There is no honorific title that is more important than my fulfillment of my destiny. So fasting is one of those acts that propels me towards fulfillment of destiny, that reminds me of the destiny that I chose before I entered into my mother's womb and came back through her vaginal canal. Fasting reminds me of that. So it has nothing to do with taming the beast of the physical body. It has everything to do with loving the physical body, surrendering to it, and giving it exactly what it needs and what it wants and what it has been craving. Your physical body, pardon me? Yes, when I finish. Your physical body lets you know constantly what it is that you need, what it is that it needs. It lets you know when it needs rest. It lets you know when it needs rest from foods. It lets you know when you have overtaxed it with toxic foods. It is very clear. We call all of these methods of communication disease. But these are the ways that your body tells you you are mistreating me. So once your physical body begins to tell you you're mistreating me, you can't continue to treat me like this, then you stop and you treat it better. It's not a beast that needs to be tamed. It is you. It is an expression of you, and it is a high, spiritual, divine expression of you. Your physical body is divine, and it is beautiful and it's powerful. And you can listen to it. You don't have to distrust it. All of that breaking yourself into two separate pieces and making one piece superior to the other, that is not an ancient way of thinking. That is not an African way of thinking. That is not a majority people way of thinking. Once you require one part of yourself to submit and another part of yourself to dominate, you are outside of the realm of normal thinking. You are beginning to move into that Greco-Roman fallacious way of thinking that we live in every day in this Western world, which is a product of Greco-Roman madness. So there's no part of your body that's dominant and no part that's submissive. And you don't have to create these roles within yourself. Your physical body is just as powerful, just as beautiful, just as good, and just as divine as your spiritual body. And what you have to do is bring a balance between the two. That's what you're seeking, is a balance, not a dominion over, but a balance between the two, and an understanding that both of them are just as necessary for the fulfillment of your destiny. That's what you're bringing. So, to that end, I began this video with a song. I had a song in it because this assists me. This is one of the songs that I use to continue to consume things. Okay, but you're not going to get anything if you keep doing that. You're supposed to already be asleep. You're not asleep. And now you're interrupting me. So if you keep doing that, I'm not going to give you anything. Okay, well then you need to be quiet and wait. Put your hands down. Stop doing that and wait. Okay? Okay. So I began the video with a song. I'm not going to share the artist's name or the name of the song or anything of that nature because I don't want to violate any copyright laws. And what I was showing was that there are, even in this day and time, types of music that are created by African people, by majority people, that are extremely uplifting and that keep your mind on a higher plane and help to keep you striving towards that higher self, that best self, those higher heights, as our Rastafari I Dream brethren and sistren would call it. I personally am not a Rasta, but I have a lot of respect for Rastafari as a tradition. And I definitely use the music of Rastafari musicians to keep my home, to keep the vibration in my home high, to keep my own personal vibration high. I play it in my car. One of my favorite current musicians is Turbulence. So I do listen to the Turbulence Pandora station constantly, daily. This is what I play. I also like Sizzler. I like Capleton. Artists of that kind of ilk are very uplifting to me. So I'm trying to give you some examples of the type of music that you can use while you're on your cleanse to keep your mind in these higher heights. These artists have songs about eating properly and taking good care of your body. These artists have songs about living a life separate from this Western life that we've been taught to live, that people want to pretend is some sort of glamorous dream life, but we actually know is quite destructive. So these artists speak about the destruction of that type of life and how that can harm us. So these are the types of things that I listen to. I have a Pandora station, like I said, that's just the turbulence station, and the majority of the things that come on there keep your mind at that higher level. So I listen to that. I also listen to Indian ragas from the Hindu people, and those in general don't have words to them. The ones that I listen to, and it's just the music of the Indian sitar. And ragas are meditation music to be played at specific times of day. But because that's not my cultural practice, I generally listen to these when I do my morning salt bath to keep my mind on an even keel, to keep myself feeling peaceful, and to remind myself that my home is a temple and that my body is a temple and that I deserve all of this beauty and all of this sacredness that that Indian raga music just makes you feel when you're listening to it. My favorite musician from that genre is Ravi Shankar, Ravishankar. So you may want to check him out. I also listen to, especially in the evenings, and this is something that I use to calm my younger children down and myself down when it becomes close to bedtime. I listen to West African kora music. The kora is one of the instruments of the jali. And the Jali, the French people call the griot. This is the storyteller, the history keeper, the person that is responsible for keeping the stories of the people alive. And Jalis can be either male or female. The majority of the ones that we're aware of now come out of the Senegambian area. But the tradition of Jali is from, that part of West Africa that used to be the old Mali Empire. And so the kora, the balafon, the djembe, and I think the kutiro drum. I'm not sure about the kutiro. These are the instruments of the Jali. And so they play these instruments and they sing beautiful songs about the history of their people or about the upliftment of their people. And so I listen to kora music at night. And in general, I don't play the ones that have the singing, but I do listen to a lot of the instrumental kora music. So my favorite artist in that genre is Tumani Diabate, and he's Gambian, I believe. And his name is spelled Toumani Dia, Bate, Bate. Yeah. to Money Diabate. So those are the kinds of music that I listen to throughout the day. Help to keep my mind, on a higher level, and to keep my thoughts on a higher level. And this helps me to keep what I consume on a high level. I do not watch the news. I do not participate in negative conversations or argumentative conversations, either in person or online. I keep these things at a very, 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 minimum in my life. I cannot have a lot of that kind of negative emoting around me that puts me in a state of shock and terror. And it causes me to make very poor decisions as far as what I eat, as far as how I interact with my children. And so I don't do those things. I don't watch the news. I don't participate in negative conversations. I don't have a huge circle of friends. So the people that I talk to throughout the day are people who are positive, people who are saying positive things, people who are saying uplifting things. If you become a part of my circle of friends and then I find that you are not a positive person, then I just stop accepting your call. And that's the truth of the matter. I don't keep connections with people who are negative because I can't. It makes me ill. It causes me to feel low. It causes me to feel depressed. And when you're feeling low, when you're feeling depressed, then you make bad decisions, and you do not work to maintain your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, and all of this is detrimental to your physical health. And my goal is to be the best that I can be. My goal is fulfillment of this destiny in this lifetime so that I can become a Risha. My goal is divinity, nothing less. I'm not settling for anything less in this lifetime. I'm working towards becoming a Risha. So with that as my goal, I don't have time to half step. So this is the mindset that I live by. This is just my life. That's how I live it. But this is also the mindset that assists me in being successful when I'm fasting. So for about the past 7 or 8 years, I've been fasting every equinox and every solstice. It's just what I do for my body. And so to keep those fasts, and I do a 10-day, and to keep those fasts going, to maintain the discipline that's required in order to do liquid for that amount of time, this is my mindset. I kick that same mindset that I live by into a higher gear, and I move forward with that. So remember that your destiny is the most important thing to you. Your physical body is not the enemy. As a matter of fact, it is you. It is a part of you. It is the outgrowth of your spirit. It is a beautiful, wonderful, divine thing. So surrender to it and give it what it needs. If you are experiencing breakouts like I myself have been, then that's your physical body telling you you need to fast. If you are experiencing a lot of intestinal gas, that's your body telling you you need to fast. If you're experiencing any type of bowel problems, you need to fast. If you find yourself depressed, your mindset is not on a high level, thinking a lot of negative thoughts or a lot of sad thoughts or dwelling on sadnesses or disappointments of the past, you need to fast. Your physical body is telling you, is letting you know this is a time to cleanse, this is a time to let go. If you are overweight, if you're carrying a lot of waste, that's what extra weight is. It's waste that you're just carrying. It is feces and urine that your body is unable to let go of. That's what extra weight is. So if you find yourself carrying a lot of weight, then you know that you need to fast. All of these are the ways that your physical body tells you this is what we need to do right now. So it's not a beast that you're taming. It is a part of yourself that you love so deeply that you're surrendering to it. Now, when you experience cravings in your fast, remember that you have addictions. So just like we look upon a junkie for any street drug or even prescription drugs, and we expect them to have the willpower to not give in to those cravings, you have addictions too. I myself suffer from a sugar addiction. And because everything in my life, I have to deal with it from a spiritual perspective, then I say it's because I didn't grow up feeling a lot of sweetness. And so I looked for sweetness somewhere else. Then I found it in sugar. So I have a sugar addiction. So of course, when I go without sugar, I'm going to be somewhere craving, a Snicker bar. Does that mean that I didn't go out and get a Snicker bar? Why would I do that? I know what's going to happen if I eat the Snicker bar. So there's no point in me going and eating the Snicker bar. That's not my physical body. The cravings do not come from your physical body. The cravings do not mean that there's a war between you and your physical body. The cravings are a result of the addictions that you have created inside your physical body. So it is, as Queen Afua said once when I heard her lecture, it is those toxic foods still within you crying out. That's what you're dealing with. That's what the cravings are. And so you have created an addiction inside here, and it is going to continue to pull on you, just like any other addict. That addiction is going to continue to pull on you. So you fight the cravings with the understanding that you're an addict. And in order to get better, in order to be better, in order to do better, you have to say no to that addiction. It's simple. Everyone in this society, well, most everyone has an addiction to cooked foods. Everyone has an addiction to eating generally too much. So if when you are fasting, all of these addictions are going to come up. And then if you watch television, I don't watch television, but if you watch television, every other commercial is a food commercial. And we know the majority of these are not fruits and vegetables. But every other commercial is a food commercial. If it's not a food commercial, it's a drug commercial, it's a drinking commercial. So if you're sitting there watching television, then you're not going to be helping yourself to move past these addictions. What is it that any addiction counselor tells an addict? Don't get clean for this time and then jump back out into your same environment. You're going to, run back to the substance that you're addicted to. So think about it, understand yourself in the same way. This isn't a culture of addictions. Understand yourself in the same way and fight those addictions. Do not give in to those addictions. Understand if you take one sip of that, it's going to take you on down that road. If you take one bite of that, it's going to take you on down that road. Is that the life that you want? Or do you want something better for yourself? Do you want something higher for yourself? That's how I deal with the cravings. That's how I deal with the addictions. That's how I am able to, overcome and have the discipline to continue a 10-day water fast, 10-day liquid fast. So it's just some inspiration for those who want to embark on this CocoCure journey with us. I'm excited about the amount of people on my Facebook page and on my telephone who have called and texted and said, yeah, we want to be a part of this. And like I said, it begins this Friday on the 20th. And we're just going to do coconut water, all pure coconut water. If you can get the green coconut, that's the best. If you can't get the green coconut, the second best is the white Thai coconuts. I know they're not as good as the green coconuts. I've done the research too, but all of us are not able to get the green ones. So if you can't get the green ones, get the white Thai. If you can't get the white Thai, then get one of the ones that's in the box or the bottle. The best bottled one is Harmless Harvest. It is not available everywhere. If you can get the Harmless Harvest, that's the best bottled one. If you cannot, then Zico and One make coconut water in boxes, and those are good too. The naked coconut water has just been recalled for having fungus in it, so I wouldn't recommend using that one. But like I said, young green coconut is best, Thai coconut is second best, box and Harmless Harvest is next, other boxed and bottles on down the line. And don't fault yourself if you're not able to get the green coconuts. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them. Sometimes the DeKalb County Farmers Market will have them, sometimes they won't. They always have the Thai ones, so I'm not worried about getting those. Don't fault yourself though. If you're not able to get those, start where you are and move forward from there. If you've been eating horrific things and putting toxins in your body, I guarantee you, your body will give you a great big thank you for giving it a break and for only putting coconut water in, even if it is boxed or bottled. That's still going to make your body very happy. So work with your physical body. It's not your enemy. It is you. It is a part of your spiritual self. Embrace it. Love it deeply. Give it what it needs. Give it what it requires. I am very, very, very high maintenance when it comes to my body. And that's unapologetically. I don't eat. No, I don't eat that. No, I don't drink that. No, I don't smoke that. No, I don't put that in my system. I don't put, I don't use conventional lotions. I don't use conventional soaps. I only use specific types of waters. I am extremely high maintenance because this is what assists me in fulfilling my destiny. This is what helps me to do what I do. So I put something else on the back burner when it comes to what I consume. I put those other things on the back burner. This is the most important thing because if I'm not healthy, then I can't enjoy none of the rest of that stuff. So my health is the most important thing to me. And in reality, it's all that you have. My spiritual teacher, now honored ancestor, Metahoji Kofi Onawale Zunu Ibara Tarun, taught us when you would ask him, Baba, what is the most important thing in the world? His answer would be your next breath. Because if you don't have that, then you don't have anything. So this, maintaining this and making sure that this is working well is the most important thing. You're not going to fulfill your destiny if you ain't here to fulfill it. So take good care of yourself. Love yourself deeply. And for those who don't understand, allow them to see. Lead by example. Alright, I hope that this was helpful. This is the first video for CocoCure 2012. After Friday, I will not be on Facebook. I will not be on the internet. I will be posting YouTubes, but I won't be editing them or responding to comments or anything of that nature for that whole 10-day time period that I'm fasting, because this is another thing that I have to leave alone in order to keep myself on these higher heights. So after Friday, I won't be doing that, and I will get back with everybody on Beltain on May 1st. So I hope that this was helpful. Please feel free to comment. Join the CocoCure fast if you want to roll with us. Check out my Facebook page, Ielosha Ola Omi Akalatunde, and see what we're talking about. I'm putting up a lot of inspiration there, and I hope that everybody who needs to, who wants to, gets on board. And I will see you guys shortly. All right. Well, down below.